Assalamu alaikum, internet. I am Pimp Ouija, a Sonic CD speedrunner. I've been running Sonic CD since 2008. And when Sonic CD came out on Steam in 2011, I had been very dismayed to see that most of the glitchless speedrun routes that I had been doing in Sonic CD were then broken. And despite getting world record times and all the Sonic CD 2011 stages, I never felt satisfied with the quality of the 2011 release. So I created Sonic CD Restored to restore those glitchless speedrun routes. And we're going to check that out now. Amy's added as a new playable character. She only has the CD spin dash, no super peel out, and no Sonic 2 spin dash. And she also has a double jump. So she has a lot more control in the air. She's got backups upon backups compared to Sonic. And it allows her to do some massive time saves. One of the Amy runners the other day told me she's cracked. But to balance her, she's a little less mobile on the ground. One of the other things that's different here is that the special stages, they were also nerfed by Christian Whitehead in the 2011 release. You had a slower turn radius, and the UFO's hitboxes were significantly shrunk. So Sonic CD Restored, the special stages are going to be considerably different than in 2011. Also, general changes, you're able to restart without going back to the main menu. Restarts no longer cost lives, and you can restart in special stages as well. In Palm Tree Panic 2, rock jump is different now because in CD11 the rock was lowered by 2 pixels and now it's raised again. It makes rock jump a much more doable trick. And this is a route that I've actually discovered where we're gonna get tossed up in the air and we're gonna bounce 5 times. And the last 2 bounces are on ring monitors, so we get 50 rings. We finish the stage like a dream. We've taken Sonic CD and sewn it up because we're the ruler of the routes and the ruler of the jumps. And under the greatest pressure, we'll keep our cool and we'll amaze ourselves. Because Sonic CD rules. And we're going to see those special stage changes make a huge difference in this stage right here. This is my favorite special stage route, and that tight turn radius and the UFO hitboxes allow us to get 2 UFOs in 1 jump right there. Looks like we got a good Palm Tree Panic, so let's hope we get a good Collision Chaos too. Hello, past me. I hope I'm having fun back then playing this route. So in CD11, they actually gave this boss a few extra invincibility frames. In the original Sega CD version, he didn't have any, and so now he doesn't have any invincibility frames again. A lot of people have mentioned that Sonic CD wasn't designed with Tails in mind, so that they quote-unquote forgot to put ceilings on top of the stages for him, but that's actually a command within the code. Each specific act has a ceiling or not, as designated by Christian Whitehead. And here's another trick that I discovered, where you jump at that shield monitor to keep all your speed from a spin dash. We're gonna roll down here to make sure we get enough height to jump here to this flipper, and then we're gonna roll on this platform to slow down enough that we don't hit that bumper like I just did. I forgot to brake. And then we're gonna double jump off of that roof to that ring monitor. We're gonna double jump over to that platform and get tossed over here safely to roll down this hill. Not terrible. I didn't air brake enough to avoid the bumper. Collision Chaos 2 is another stage that's going to be significantly less annoying now, as we didn't have the ability to stand on these slopes right here in CD11 anymore. And now we can stand on them to charge a spin dash or a peel out and jump over the dead end. And one thing to keep in mind while you're doing these roof jumps is that you're now running to the left of the screen because of the Sonic CD extended camera being restored. And Amy can do quintuple roof jumps. Thanks to Amy's double jump, you can jump over all 5 roofs. Quintuple jump. Yeah, see past me, knows. Luigi of the past. And we did restore the ability to jump over Collision Chaos 3. Every character can jump over Collision Chaos 3. It's the easiest with Amy because she has the double jump, but it's the hardest with Tails because he has to deal with that spin dash perfection. One trick is new, where we jump right on the invincibility box. Yeah, so past me brings up a good point. We're gonna go for some new tech in Tidal Tempest, discovered by Alphaya, where if we do our double jump before hitting the ceiling, you get a boost of speed. And then we do another spin dash, as early as possible, like that. And we get to finish the stage really quick. A consistent 15-second run for Amy. You mean in Collision Chaos 2, Lenny? And the 2 people watching the stream right now are the 2 current world record holders in CD11 for Sonic Beat the Game. They're trading records back and forth. If you're listening to this in the future, I don't know which one's gonna happen to have the world record at that time. But it's because of the camera. So when we warp to the past there, we appear on that block, and if we do all of our tricks perfectly here, the Crusher will be on a cycle that can let us bonk Amy's head into the Crusher to get a speed boost. In CD11, the Crusher is RNG, but all oscillation RNG has been fixed, and it is all now cycle-based. That was a bug in the script. And that's going to make some heavy changes in Wacky Workbench later. Special Stage 3. A little bit because right now I have run off the edge phobia. It's like in QQ1, I have yellow springitis phobia fever. Yeah, so yellow springitis phobia fever is when you're scared of hitting the yellow springs at the end, and then you slow down too much and hit a badnik. But yeah, Special Stage 3 is the most straightforward of the special stages. It's basically just a straight line for the first 4 UFOs, and did not get it. We go for a frame-perfect jump there, but it doesn't really save us that much time and doesn't cost us that much time if we miss it. We try to get a good 4 bounces on Robotnik, and then we get the invincibility. We try to get a quick entry there where we don't have to spin dash. With the backup route, we spin dash.
Low average title Tempest 3.
And here we have Jim Carrey looking Robotnik. Shoutouts to Sega for inventing time travel back in 1993 when they invented the Sega CD. And they went to the future, they checked on who was going to play Robotnik in the Sonic movie, and then they went back in time and put him in the video game. And one of the opening tricks from CD93 Quartz Quadrant 1 let you get this crazy speed boost if you've rolled at the right frame. So now you just have to spin dash. You have to make sure you're in a rolling state when you hit that red spring, and it will give you that old CD93 bounce. And then you roll down there. You hope you thread that needle.
Yeah, threading the needle at the end there made up for my spin dash not coming out at the beginning.
And that's Quartz Quadrant 1 without the yellow spring fever. And the hiccups in the sound effect from the score counter is when I'm alt-tabbing to check my live splitter. And Special Stage 4 is one of the trickier special stages. I actually messed this one up, but we can see with the tighter turning radius, you're not doomed the moment you miss a UFO. You can actually rely on your gameplay skill to let you finish out the special stage without ending your run. In Quartz Quadrant 2, because we're not opening with the super peel out, we're gonna want to jump out of our spin dash to keep our speed. We're gonna bonk into the curved ceiling there, the diagonal ceiling, and then we still want to bonk and hit our head at the edge of that ceiling, but I don't do it right. I lose a few seconds there because I didn't get those speed boosts proper. But I nailed this frame perfect trick, and that lets me go and recover some of that time loss. And the same way Tails can have a fly here, Amy gets to store a double jump. As long as you've jumped already or only done a one-tap spin dash, you've charged a double jump the same way Tails has charged up a fly. And now we're going to go to one of the most fun special stages, Special Stage 5. It's actually got one of the most consistent routes of any of the special stages. And it's ironic because when you first get to this special stage, it's one of the hardest special stages. But once you learn it...
That's a world record. Pubu! The Sonic CD Restored community calls PBs Pubus. So you're gonna hear that a lot, kitten.
Yeah, see, Al King Bacher knows. Pubu! Getting some Pubus in the chat. Let's go! Back to the beginning of the game.
Everybody rock the dinosaur. Alright, missed the frame perfect jump. Both of the frame perfect jumps.
Yeah, so the CD93 jump tricks have been restored into this level, and they let you get a wicked fast entry into the boss room if you pull them off. But as CD93 players know, it's a bit of a tricky jump. And here we're going to do skid technique, because when we start skidding like that, the conveyor belt...
Of course, despite all the RNG being gone in Wacky Workbench, it's still a heavily cycle-driven stage.
Yeah, when you skid technique, it doesn't slow the conveyor belt down. So if you skid properly every time, you save yourself 1 bomb cycle at the end there. So Robotnik drops 1 less bomb.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun to say. Pubu.
So with the opening to Wacky Workbench 1, we have a cycle where we want to land on that workbench right as it's coming back on, so we can time
That's the hard part.
the rest of the level cycles. And so I know from there on out that the rest of the level cycles are exactly where I need to be to land on this floating platform, and when I release that spin dash, I press back to get a favorable bounce, and we hope it lands me on that platform and I finish the stage at 30 seconds.
Ideally, we don't want to fall under that last bench.
But if I don't get to that platform in time, we're going to finish in 37.55 seconds. So getting a 33, that's right in the middle there.
Yes, I now have a more consistent Wacky Workbench on start, but it still has to be done right.
And hopefully my present voice is louder than my past voice. And this is one of the most fun special stage tricks we can do with the fan, and that's why I open this special stage the way I do, so you can hit that fan at just the right time and kill 3 UFOs with 1 fan ride.
One for where to press left.
And now we get to do Wacky Workbench 2. Amy is the only character that can't do the Wonder Mega Boing Boing in a full game run. Because the way she charges her spin dash, it would be so much RNG to try to get a Wonder Mega Boing Boing out of that spin dash charge. But we're still going to go to the past anyway, because what Amy can do instead is the walking Mega Boing Boing, where she just walks out on the workbench and boing.
She can't do the Wonder
boing.
Mega Boing Boing, but she can do the walking Mega Boing Boing.
You break there to go under the pull trigger, up to that pull trigger, and finish the stage faster than I finished Wacky Workbench 1. And we get to the trickiest special stage.
And this is the hardest special stage.
You have to land right on this barrier when you do your opening jump, because if you don't get that speed boost, you can't kill the rest of the UFOs fast enough.
But
And-
alhamdulillah, we got it perfectly.
And that last UFO is the trickiest UFO in the game, even though he's just going back and forth on one short straight line.
No, once you know that special
It's
stage
right
5
over the
now,
water.
Special stage 5, be consistent.
And
Stage 7, you need to get that barrier jump at the beginning.
if you're not really
You need
prepared and used to killing that last
That tight
UFO,
space between
it can
the
trip a
two
lot of
throws
players
going
up.
The wrong way at that second UFO, or the first UFO rather.
And now here we are at Wacky Workbench 3, the worst stage in the game. In the bad future, 2 of these workbench tiles are ground, and that's why we got bounced up on the left side of that barrier instead of the right side, because the workbench is straight up considerably longer. Fox Rocks likes to joke that it's 2 tiles. Shout out to the 3-time beat the game Amy world record champion. But he's also has our and beat the stage. We're gonna use our double jump to hit that boss's hitbox 6 times. I'm gonna carefully weave in between the spikes. And we're gonna do the egg dance with Eggman. Right before he charges his egg peel out. Ideally, we want to spin dash, do a light spin dash, and then jump the first frame we're able to outrun the egg peel out. But it's easier if we pause buffer that.
All right, at least everything is normal from here on out.
Yeah, and so we just do beat the game strats from here on out. We're going to bounce onto this. That spike ball now has its CD93 hitbox, so we always get to take these boost jumps. That road will always lead us into the speed shoes now, whether you've hit the path switcher or not. And that's how you get a 17-second run on Stardust Speedway 1. Good to see Lenny's on my side with that.
I guess I forgot to split somewhere.
And yeah, with the splits, I was comparing against all my best segments. I didn't realize I should be comparing against personal best, so all the plus times are a bit confused. We're going to take these boost jumps. I get the frame perfect boost jump, and that lets you basically outrun the screen almost. And we get a bang in 2011.
Means as far as full game run goes, that's Pubu.
Pubu!
And I'm not gonna go for the boost jump here.
Yeah, so there's a boost jump you can go for in the loop that will speed you up and hopefully get you a 111 in Stardust Speedway 3, but not worth it if you have a good run going because it's easy to mess up and you lose like 3 seconds if you miss that boost jump.
Oh, well, I didn't do it.
Amy tripped while she was trying to charge her super peel out, so it just came out as a spin dash. I'm gonna moonwalk here. Shoutouts to Lenny. And now we're gonna go for the CD93 jump into the sky. And I love it when Metal Sonic makes the race interesting by doing that last speed boost in the final rush. I wish he always did that. And now we can, like, in CD11, you can't do a spin dash here because the screen delay will block you if you try to release your camera there.
Amy Flowers.
But spin dashing or doing a super peel out into the flower pod there is the fastest way to do it. And we're going to open this stage with a spin dash. We get to take advantage of the double jump here to avoid the tricky yellow spring. We stop right before the past sign. In Sonic CD Restored, your time warp will not activate unless you do a spin dash, a super peel out, or if you hit a horizontal spring first. You don't have to worry about time warps messing up your IL routes.
1 million points.
Yeah, so with the all-time stones routes, you're capable of hitting 1 million points. And one of the things that has been restored in Sonic CD Restored is the point value, the ring values that you get from the UFOs. If you kill all the ring UFOs in a row, with either the Speed Shoes UFOs before or after them, you get 300 rings in a special stage, which is in effect getting a perfect in a special stage. And one of the funniest things in the game for Amy is factors of 50,000 points. Every time she sees a factor of 50,000, she just cracks up. All right, another knee slapper, Amy. Way to go. even the Amy players themselves, they just crack up at factors of 50,000. So we're gonna jump up here onto the roof. We're gonna do a double jump and land right there, and we're gonna get to hug the piston just like we used to be able to do in CD93. And also, we've restored door trick here, so these annoying light bulb badniks, they're gonna line up over each other. And again, Amy is backups upon backups. If you notice that you've jumped too late for your double hit, you just do the double jump, and you'll always get the double hit. Fortunately, I didn't need the double jump there, but it's Sonic's timing. Tails jumps 4 pixels lower than Sonic in all the RSDK games.
Hey DVD, what's going on?
And after
We're about to hit this world.
After the double hit, Amy gets to do tricks where she makes sure she's inside Robotnik's hitbox the frame it becomes active. So she doesn't have to waste any frames compared to Sonic or Tails for when she can get those hits.
Pubu.
And that's all time stones.
$13.13. What a trip. So yeah, Inception Kit, and this is the results screen. In Sonic City Restored, it shows your score, your play time, time stones you collected, robot transporters you destroyed, got your childhood phone number in it, and your parents' social security number. That's down here in the route screen. Shows all your route times, any restarts, any deaths, they all appear in here.